Hello everyone, welcome to NextGen AppTech. I'm Anand. Today we will be going through the statements go to, break, continue and return statements. These are called jump statements. Why these are called jump statements? Because with this we can jump from one place of code to another place of code based on our requirement and based on the conditions. So it helps us in some way to achieve what we want, our desirable requirement. So we'll go to the first go to statement. Okay, now we can see I have code written already. I'm using a switch in case statement. So I'm just asking user to enter first number and enter second number. So I'm taking two numbers, two integers from the user, and I'm giving them option that if you want to add the two number, then they have to press A, and if they want to subtract, then press S for multiplication M and for division D. And I'm taking that choice in a string data type, and I'm initializing a variable of result with 0. Now with the help of switch condition, whatever the choice will come from the user, suppose it is coming A. So with A, I'm adding the two number and I'm storing the value in the result, and I'm breaking out of the loop. So a break is very much needed. For switch case, you can see my early video session on the switch case statement. Okay, so and after the coming out of this body of this switch case statement, I'm simply printing out the result. So if I'll go ahead and run the program, so it's asking me the first number. So suppose I'm giving it 55, and then I'm giving it 11, and then I want suppose have division, so I'm pressing D. So I'm entering, so the result is 5. So with the next enter, the program will simply close. So we can say that okay, this is what we want. We have achieved calculator kind of thing, but this is not so much user friendly. Like suppose if user want to again add a number or subtract a number, so these things, if the user want to continue over again, then he cannot. He has the program closes, then he has to open again. So if we'll use here go to logic, so we can achieve that sort of thing. So I have a code written already, so I'll just go and copy this code and print out. Okay, now in this code what I'm trying to do is I'm simply taking the same switch and case statement. So here I am putting a label. So what is a label? So label is something when we are using a go to statement. So with the help of go to statement help us reach that particular level. Whenever I am writing a go to statement and after that I am mentioning the label name, so the control will directly jump at that label. That's why we say it's a jump statement. So I have put the label at start, name start, when we are taking the numbers, two numbers, and then I have put another label choice to taking the choice from the user. Okay, now see what it's happening. So if the user is entering some choice, so it is uh, calculating the value and putting it in the result variable. Now suppose if the user enters some wrong choice, apart from ASMD, it has entered some wrong choice. So I'm telling that user, okay, you have entered a wrong choice, please try again. So for please try again, I'm again going to the choice label with the go to statement, and with the choice I'm again asking I'm again saying the user, okay, press the choice, the following choices for A for addition, S for subtraction. So now if the user enters correct choice, so the result is printed with the help of control write line statement when the control will come out of this switch case body. Now I am asking the user, do you want to continue? Press Y to yes and press N to no. So if the user enters Y, I am taking that choice in a string variable, and then if using again a switch case statement, if the user presses okay Y, they want to continue, that they want to again have that I want to again have that I want again to take number from the user, the two numbers, and I want to process the calculation whatever the user wants to calculate. So that's why I have labeled another label name as want to continue. So if the user says okay, case Y, okay, yes, they want to continue again, so I'm going to start label, start. So okay, this is the start. So at this, again the user will be asked to enter the two numbers, and then they will be asked to enter the choices whatever the calculation they want to have. And if again in here, if I'm asking a user to press Y and N, so apart from this, if user enters some other choice, suppose S, A, D or anything, or any number, so based on that condition, in the default statement I have written that you have entered a wrong choice, try again. So try again. After that I am going again want to continue, so that I am again asking, okay, you have entered a wrong choice, so again, do you want to continue or not? So press Y to yes and press N to no. So in this way I am making, or I'm writing a program much more user interactive, so that user will be not get out of the application if they want to continue, or if they have entered some wrong choice by mistake or by intentionally. So if we'll go ahead and run this application, and we'll see, okay, if you enter first choice, so 22, enter second number 33. Now if the user this program is asking me to enter a valid choice for addition subtraction. So instead of ASMD, I'm typing, entering some other choice, suppose as W. So it will tell me, okay, you have entered a wrong choice, please try again. So where this came, you have entered a wrong choice. If I, apart from ASMD, if I'm trying to print, just a second, if I try to enter some wrong, so it will come at this statement, default statement, you entered a wrong choice, please try again, and it will go to choice label. So choice label is again asking me that enter a valid entry, that enter a valid choice. So now if I entered addition A, so I pressed enter, so it is telling me result is 55. So with A, what is happening, just okay, with A what is happening, it is calculating the two number, it is adding the two number, putting into the result, and break statement is coming out of this switch body, and it is printing the result. The result is 55. Now it is printing, do you want to continue? So I am asking user, do you want to continue or not? Okay, I want to continue. So for suppose if I entered wrong choice D, so it will go again to the default statement here, you have entered a wrong choice. So I will just press enter, so you have entered a wrong choice, and this will print it, and it is, the label is again going to this label, want to continue, do you want to continue or not? Yes, press Y to yes and N to no. So if I press yes, then with the help of this switch case statement, on the basis of Y, I am telling that go to the controller, go control to go to start, that again it will ask from the user the two numbers. So I am pressing Y, so enter first number. So if I want to have calculation again, so I am just multiplying. Okay, do you want to continue or not? So now I am pressing N. So after the result is displayed here, you entered a wrong choice. Sorry, if that is, the result is out, and now it is telling you want to continue or not, press N to no. So if I press N, so what will happen? So case N will executed, and this will break out of this loop app, and the application will get closed. So if I press N, then the application will get closed. So with the help of GoTo, we have just seen that we can achieve this, but it is normally advised that we should not use GoTo statement, because it is not a good object-oriented programming practices to use. To achieve this, we can use while or do while loop. Okay, and one more thing, we cannot jump out of a class or into some other class. Like with the help of GoTo statement, we cannot jump into a block of code such as some other loop. If a for loop is going on, inside that, if I want to go enter, I have just put a label, and if I want to jump there out of that for loop, it is not possible. It will not allow us. So that it will say that okay, this is not in the context. So for suppose I have a function here, static void display, and in this I'm just printing the value from 1 to 10. Okay, and this I have put a label. Suppose label is come here, and I'm also printing the value of I. Now outside of this loop, if I want to go, when the control will come here, when the function will be called display, so the control will come here and it will encounter, the CLR will encounter a go to statement. So in this statement I am entering the name of this this label. So it is throwing me a compile time error that no such label come here within the scope of the go to statement. So the scope of this loop is inside this body. So within this body, inside this body, if I will write go to and I will say come here, so this is totally fine, because the scope of this label is inside of this body, for loop body. It cannot be accessed from outside of this body. So if I try to write go to and come here label, so it won't allow me, the compiler won't allow me. Okay. And also we cannot jump out of a class, like from a class we cannot jump into some other class, or someone cannot jump into my class by entering the label name if a label name exists in my class. And also we cannot jump out of a finally block after try catch block. Like if I have a try and catch and finally, so in the try, after some statement executes, and if I press label go to and that label is outside of finally block, so it's not that it will skip the finally block will always be executed. We'll see more of try and catch, that is exception handling, in our later video session. So just for now, just remember that the finally will always be executed irrespective of go to. So go to will be executed, but first finally will be executed, then go to will be executed. I will see the break statement. What does a break statement helps? So break statement helps out to break out of the any loop. If it is a for loop, or if it is a while do while, or even it is a switch case statement. Switch case statement is not a loop, but it is a conditional statement which comes under the category of conditional statement. So with the help of break, it will just break out of the switch case loop as well as switch case statement as well as other loops. So if we have nested loop, so with the help of break statement, it will come out of the present loop or inner loop if we have put the break inside the child loop or inner loop, and the control will reach immediately after the inner loop finishes. So it doesn't mean that if we have a nested loop, that a loop inside another loop, inside the child loop, if I'm putting a break statement, so the control will come out of all the statement. So we can say that break statement comes out of the current loop, not its parent loop. So if we want to come out of the current loop as well as the parent loop, then we have to put break statement at the inner loop level as well as the outer loop level. So we'll see just in the demo now. Okay, now we'll see. I have just written a code already. I'm going to paste it. In this we can say that, okay, okay, now in this we can say that, okay, I am running a loop from 0 to 100, in fact 99, and in that I have given a condition: if I equals to 50, then break. So the loop will run from 0 to 99, and if it reaches the value of I will reach at 50, like I is incremented by 1 after each iteration. So if I equals to 50, then the loop will just completely break out of the this break statement will simply break out of the current loop. So we'll see the output. So the output will be from I equals to 0 to I equals to 49. You can see why, because it will simply break out of the loop, and rest of the iteration will never occur with the help of break statement. So that's the purpose of break. If you want to just completely come out of the loop, then you just put break. Now we have another statement as continue. So what it does, it simply like whenever CLR will encounter a continue, so it will skip the rest of the statement for the current loop, for the current iteration. So the iteration will continue, but just for that particular iteration it will not happen. So for example, I'm running a loop from 0 to 100 again, 99 again, and if the value of I comes as suppose 50, if it comes at 50, then I'm saying that continue. So after whatever statement comes after that, for that particular iteration, the statement will not be executed. So I'm doing what in the inside the for loop, I'm printing the value of I. So at I, for the I equals to 50 only, the value will not be printed for 50, and for it will just carry over, it will just carry on and will print the rest of the value. So if we'll go ahead and press 5 and run the program, so we will see that okay, the value is not printed for 50. As you can see, the value is 48, 49, and it is 51. 50 is not printed. Why 50 is not printed? Because for the I equals to 50, if the value of I equals to 50, then we are saying that continue this statement, that do not print the rest of the statement for that particular iteration. And I'm also saying that continue the iteration, but for just this this iteration, don't execute the rest of the statement after the continue statement. And so the iteration starts from 51, and then it will go to 51, 52 to till 99. So that is the use of continue. So we can say that it exits only from the current iteration of the loop, which means execution will restart at the beginning of the next iteration of the loop rather than outside the loop. So that's the difference between break and continue. And now we'll see about the return statement. Return statement, just it is used to exit from a method, or we can say that it is also used to exit from a loop. So at any point of time, like if there is a method and it is being called from some other part of the code or from some other method, so the whole method will be executed, and we have to return back from that method. So we use that return statement. So with the help of return statement, it will come back to the caller code. So like if it is calling from a method or from any statement, so the control will come back to that. So you can see in the demo just now, suppose I have written a code already, so that it won't take much time. So I have a function called static void display. So what it does, it is simply printing from I equals to 0 to 9, and if the value of I comes as 5, then I am writing return. So what will happen, from I equals to 0 to 4 it is going to print, but once the value of I becomes 5, then the control will come out here, because within this method I am calling this method. So this is the caller line, caller code, and this method is the caller method, main method. So we can have any method. Okay, now if the value of I will become 5, then the control will simply come back here and the line will be executed from here. So if we'll go ahead and run this application, so the control is going to the output is going to be 0 to 4. Why 4? Why not it continued? Because at I equals to 5, I am saying that return. So return from this method. So the control will return from this method and it will come here. So if you want to return some value within a method, then we use return. Like if it is returning an integer type, so instead of void, if it is returning an integer type, then we can say that okay, just return some integer value. You have to return some integer value. If you not return some integer value, then it is going to throw you an error that not all code paths return a value. So you have to return some integer value like this. And if you are not giving like if you are not returning anything, so we give void. So for that we don't have to put the return statement, but we can put the return statement as well, like we just simply write return and semicolon. So this we can avoid it, no need to write this, because as we are not returning anything, that's why we are giving return type as void. So it is used to exit from a method and return the control to the caller of the method. So the return, the continue, the return, go to, and break statement, as well as throw statement that we will see later in exception handling, that these statements is used to come out of the loop or break out of the loop. And also the switch statement, switch case statement. So thanks for watching this video. If you find any error in this video session, or if you have any questions or suggestions to improve related to it, please feel free to write in the comment section below. Suggestions are always welcome. You can also download this presentation or PPT by clicking on the link given in the description below the video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.